Good afternoon, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talk. So I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I'm seeing starting to come out a whole lot more lately. And some of y'all already may be saying, wait a minute, what is up with that? We're going to talk a little bit about why I believe that we are seeing a lot of old notes start coming out of the woodwork. Some of y'all know the new $100 bill or the current $100 bill. And some of y'all remember these. I mean, this note right here is 35 years old, and here it is getting passed in a store today. So I find that interesting, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Was this just a fluke that, you know, some started coming out? It wasn't the only one. Now, I know this bill is real. I know there's different ways to test it. If you hold it up to the light, you can see a strip that goes through it that says $100 note. On top of that, you can actually hit it with a bill marker, and that will tell you if it's an authentic bill from the Treasury. However, some people might say, well, they have bleached them. You know, that's a little trick that people have done in the past where they've taken a $5 bill, bleached it out, and reprinted a $100 note on there. However, when looking at stuff like that, if you know the feel of currency, you know what feels right, you know what the paper should feel like, you know different things on when you flip the notes, how it's supposed to be. I've actually seen notes before that when they flipped them over, it was actually printed upside down. See this right here, where it's right side up, and then you flip it like that, all of a sudden it's still upside down. However, in some cases, a bill will be upside down on one, kind of like you flip a coin. And I don't want to get too much into the difference between fakes and reals and all that, because that's not really what the video is about. Down here in South Texas, I have seen a fair amount of fakes, especially lately. Some of y'all may have seen them in your area, depending on if you're in a big city or whatever. However, both these are real notes. But what I find interesting is that more of these are showing up. Now, the question I got to ask is why? So usually when the banks get these, they send them off. And when they order new bills, they get stuff like this. These are their new bills with a whole lot more counterfeit things on there. You got your watermark, you got your strip. You can actually slide. A lot of people don't even know this. If you fold this just right, you can actually slide a paper clip even. I don't have a paper clip here, but you can actually slide a paper clip between the bill right there and the paper. And I'm not going to be able to do it because I don't have a paper clip, but it's actually a whole separate piece. There it is. Here, let's see if we can zoom in. Right there. So you can kind of get it under there. You see how it's under there, but it's not gone through on the other side. So, just a little tips and tricks, I mean, you know, on that. But why are we seeing more of these bills? Well, I believe that right now, there's a lot of these notes in the U.S. I believe there's a lot of them in the U.S. I believe there's a lot of people that are holding money. And they've probably been holding money for a while. Whether that be in their sock drawer, in their mattress, in a coffee can, in the attic, who knows? And I have a belief that now that things are getting tighter, now that people are realizing that they are printing this stuff up like crazy, they're starting to get rid of these notes. And this is a sign that we've seen before. We've actually seen this happen during the Weimar Germany years. If you look back at the stories in Weimar Germany, you know, people were afraid of inflation when it first started. So everybody hoarded all their cash. They kept it all in their mattress. And they held on to it for a long, long time. No, not super long, but they've held on to it for a while. And then as time went on and they started thinking that everything was, you know, getting better. I don't know if the government told them things were getting better. Kind of like, I mean, if you listen to our politicians today, They might tell you that things are rosy. Everything's peaches and cream, sunshines and rainbows. But a lot of us that follow economics and we look into this and we read a lot about it realize that this is not legit. Did someone actually write on it? No. Okay. I was like, was that written? And when you start seeing that happening, that's a sign all of a sudden that all these bills start coming out of the woodwork, and then all of a sudden prices continue to go up faster than they were before. Now, you look at inflation talk right now, and we're being told that inflation's not bad. But when I think about what they've already said to us about inflation, they told us inflation, it's transitory. First they said it doesn't exist. Then they said it was transitory. Then they said it was temporary. Now they're telling us the numbers aren't really that bad, and things are getting better. But when you look at the massive sell-off that a lot of us seen in the stock market today, a lot of stuff is being sold off when it comes to stocks and that type of stuff. Let me shut that off. Did that shut off? Yeah. A lot of stuff in the stock market was being sold off today, including, unfortunately, precious metals. And I believe that there's a lot of manipulation at play. There's a lot of short covering. Maybe there's a lot of people that were holding paper silver and paper gold contracts that decided to sell them today because they see the writing on the wall that the economy is starting to slip. And by slip, I mean fall, plunge off a cliff. But with that being said, that could be, either of those two things could be what's driving silver down. Now, I actually got asked by someone today what my thoughts are from here, because I said I expected the last day of the trading for the third financial quarter that we could see silver dip down to 22.20. And I still stand by that. And here we are on almost the last trading day. It's technically, well, for you guys watching this, it's actually today, but I'm filming this the day before. And there's not going to be any gold or silver trading, though, on the weekend. So the price is pretty well locked at this huge beatdown that we experienced yesterday. And I think it's a great buying opportunity. This is not financial advice, nor should it be considered as such. With all investment comes risk, and with risk comes possible rewards. I got to say that little disclaimer there. But I think it's a great buying opportunity right now, because as more of this type of stuff comes out of the woodwork, that's going to drive prices on stuff a whole lot higher. There's only so much tangible assets that you can buy, whether that means silver, whether that means gold, whether that means food, diapers, toilet paper, whatever. Now, someone can say, well, they're always going to make more, and they will, but keep in mind what's being consumed versus how much money is out there. I mean, if Ferraris were a dime a dozen, then everybody would have one, and therefore the price of them would probably not be as high as they are. But because Ferraris are so expensive, not everybody has one, and therefore not everybody can afford one, essentially. I expect that could happen too with gold and silver. A lot of people that I read the trash comments, I guess I'm going to say, I don't want to be too mean. I actually just left the Wall Street, well, I shouldn't say that, the Dumb Money movie, which was the GameStop and the Wall Street Bets group. I followed a lot of that, even here on the channel when it was happening, and it was a great movie. Really great movie. If you've seen it, put a comment in below that you saw it and you liked it. But a lot of people laughed at the people that were buying GameStop. And, you had the big hedge funds, laughing at these younger investors that were buying GameStop shares. But what was really happening was they were holding it as a team. And I believe there's a lot of people out there that are buying up gold and silver, and they're holding it as a team. And a lot of us aren't selling. I don't know about you, but I'm not getting rid of mine. I'm not selling mine. Will I sell mine at the right price? Of course. I mean, if it's going to get me the dream home that I want, my ranch, my farm, whatever, you want to call it, depending on where you're at, then for me, I will sell mine. I'll sell a portion of mine. But I'm always going to remember that, with gold and silver, you hold it, you own it. When you get into property, well, property is great, but they can always tax it. They're not going to make more land, so that's a good aspect of it. But with that being said, they can tax you and slowly push you out of the game. If they increase your taxes through the roof, I know in this area, because it's so big oil country, little by little, our taxes are skyrocketing. Our groceries are getting a whole lot more expensive. Now, I know it's getting more expensive everywhere, but a lot of that has to do with inflation. A lot of that has to do with higher prices, higher taxes, more money coming into the area. If you have doubt about inflation and how it works, just go to a town or a city that has a lot of money flowing into it. I'll give you a scenario. When I worked out in the oil fields, these little towns in the middle of nowhere in Texas, all of a sudden, old people are complaining they can't afford anything at the grocery store. Why? Because you had these oil guys coming in, we're doing oil work, we're getting paid big money, huge overtime, $30, $40 an hour, time and a half after 40. We're buying up the steaks in the grocery store, we're buying all kinds of stuff, we're having barbecues every night, and we're driving the prices up. And when I talk to old people out there, they tell me, it was never this expensive before y'all came here. And some of them have to drive a ways away to get groceries. When this was going on. So that's a prime example of the more of this that comes out of the woodwork. This probably didn't come from overseas. It probably came from someone's sock drawer or whatever. But it's not just going to be coming from there. We're going to soon have huge amounts of fiat currency coming from other countries around the world as they decide to hold gold and silver instead of U.S. dollars. And that's why I really wanted to talk about this, so it kind of prepares you. I know there's going to be a lot of people that don't believe in gold and silver, and they'll leave their ugly comments, and that's okay, because I'm open to the belief that with debate comes education. And, that's how you learn. You'll never learn if you never debate anybody. You'll just be stuck with that one belief forever. So with that being said, I hope everybody is taking full opportunity of this beat down in the silver and gold prices. If you want to leave a comment and let me know what you picked up this weekend, I would love to hear y'all's stories of your pickups. I know I will be doing a couple unboxings videos when my stuff comes in. I basically bought today everything that was on my list of stuff that I wanted. I went a little overboard. I spent way more money than I should have, but that's okay. And I'm preparing. I'm preparing for the rainy days that are ahead. So with that being said, I don't want this to be too long of a video. I thank y'all for watching. I hope you guys take this message and use it, and I hope you guys are subscribed and you comment and leave a thumbs up on the video and let me know, are you guys seeing some of these old bills now popping up in your currency? So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys again tomorrow on T Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.